Hey everyone, Kitty Vibes here. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be quite a bit different than my usual stuff. I actually hope to eventually get into making these types of videos again, something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, long before I ever got into collecting toys. And eventually I will move these types of videos onto a separate channel, and I'll keep this channel just for toys, but for the time being I am going to be slowly integrating these videos. I think I'm using that word wrong. Slowly going to be putting these videos onto this channel until I create a new channel. So please bear with me for the time being until I do have a new channel for that. Hopefully these types of videos interest you in some way, shape, or form as I create an earthquake. I apologize. And, well, we're going to talk about something not so happy. I do apologize for that. It's something you have probably heard about. In fact, the day after it occurred, it was the most searched topic on Google. And I am unfortunately talking about the events that happened at the Astroworld Festival, the Travis Scott concert in Houston, Texas, on November 5th, 2021. So, at the moment, 9 people have been confirmed killed. For those of you who don't know, it was considered a mass casualty event, and per the claims, hundreds of people were injured, several dozen people had passed out. There are still 13 people in the hospital, 3 of which are in critical condition. A 9-year-old boy was put into a medically induced coma. The ages of the victims go from just 27 years old all the way down to just 14 years old. What happened is a tragedy. I can't express that enough. But I feel like there's a lot of negativity being misplaced when it comes to this. And I hear from YouTubers, from tweets, from just people talking about it, a lot of that anger and that negativity is being put on Travis Scott. A lot of people are blaming him for not stopping the concert. So real quick, I just want to empathize. I can't speak, I apologize. I just want to mention that per the contract, 2 people were authorized to stop the concert. 2. Travis Scott was not one of them. The executive producer and the concert producer were the only 2 people that were authorized to stop the concert. Travis Scott would have been actually in breach of contract had he stopped the concert himself. Which I know some people are probably like, well, he shouldn't care, who cares about his money, he has plenty of money, it shouldn't have mattered. It doesn't just come down to the money. It really doesn't. Contracts are more than just money. There's a lot to it, including legal things. So to say he should have done what he legally was not allowed to do is kind of like a tough thing. I feel like we're kind of like on the edge of what you should do and what you would do kind of thing. So I feel like that's a really hard one to say this is what he should have done, this is what he could have done. I just feel like that's misplaced at this time. And I know a lot of people were saying there was people chanting, stop the show, stop the show. And I've actually watched videos where, yes, that occurred. But I want to just, I have not performed on a stage in front of thousands of screaming people. But I've been to a lot of shows. It's really hard to hear, okay? I'm not going to hear what people across the way are saying most of the time. Unless a mass number of them are saying it. Also, celebrities, every time I've been to a concert, have little thingies, little plugs in their ear, because things are loud. Loud as all hell. They've got the music behind them, they often have radios in their ears, they often have people talking, and then of course they have the fans screaming, chanting, applauding, stomping. Just, there's a lot going on. Those videos of people chanting, stop the show, they're filmed in the chanting crowd. So, of course, in those videos, it sounds really loud. That doesn't necessarily mean it was that loud for Travis Scott, who, very far away from the videos I saw, and also very high up, because the stage was up above everybody. So again, with all the chanting and the positive screaming, you know, people screaming to him, screaming, I love you, and yay, whatever the hell they're screaming. I've never been to one of the screamers at a concert, so I don't know what people scream, to be honest with you. I've been to them a million times, but I've never screamed anything at any celebrity, so I have no idea what they're screaming. But whatever it is they're screaming, he's got that going on right in front of him, right there. So that's what he's going to hear the most. maybe he did hear the people chanting. We can't prove that, so I don't want to get in on that. Also, people had an issue with his video where he was talking about how remorseful he is and how his fans mean everything to him and how he's so sorry about everything that happened. It's a tragedy. People were mad that he put the video in black and white. For whatever reason, it is just a choice that a lot of celebrities and a lot of YouTubers and a lot of influencers go with when they do apology videos. I don't agree with it. I think you're kind of trying to set the mood, which, again, I don't agree with. But it does not mean you're any less remorseful. It does not mean you're any less sorry. It does not mean you're less serious or that you're acting or that you're trying to portray something that isn't true. It doesn't, okay? I think we're nitpicking when we're like, well, he said he was remorseful, but it was in black and white. That really doesn't prove much, so your case is a little thin, I'm afraid. Also, he's doing a lot more than I think some celebrities would do. Number one, he's paying back anyone that bought their tickets, and then he is also paying for all of the expenses of the funerals for the deceased. Now, I think a lot of celebrities would kind of just wash their hands of it and move along, and he's continually talked about it. He's continually brought light to it. He's brought it up in different ways and on different platforms, different social media sites. He hasn't stayed quiet about it. He has spoken about it. He's been out there about it. He's been there about it. You know what I mean? He hasn't withdrawn. He hasn't hidden away. He hasn't shied from it. He is talking about it. And I feel like that says a lot. He's got plenty of money. And he has fans that, regardless of this event, are still going to be his fans. And he knows that, where he is, as high as he is as a celebrity, he knows that. He doesn't have to pay for the funerals. He doesn't have to pay anyone back for their tickets. He doesn't have to keep talking about it. He doesn't have to make videos or make posts or say he's sorry or any of that. He doesn't have to do those things. And there are plenty of celebrities that have had really tragic things happen in front of them, around them, because of them, that never apologized or that did not show remorse. So I feel like we're putting a lot of blame on him for things that were out of his control. Now, for those of you who don't know, they said hundreds were injured. Dozens passed out all over the place. People were saying they weren't sure who was dead and who was alive, and people were just trampling on these bodies that were laying motionless on the ground. People were watching people die right in front of their eyes, watching people drop as they're running for their lives, as people are literally pulling their way out of bodies, suffocating, unable to breathe, feeling like that they would be next, that they too were going to die with all of these other people. These people went through hell. And a big part of it, I think, and I'm not saying this is the only reason for everything that happened, is a lot of people broke into the event. And I'm talking about a lot of people. There's actually footage of it. And that obviously, you have a limit on how many people can be at an event for a reason. Not just for, the safety of being able to get to everybody there, but it's also because if there's too many people, you're condensed. You're like sardines, okay? You have all these bodies, all this heat, all this noise, all this chaos. Then people are just pressing into people and everyone's fighting to be at the front. And I've been there. I went to a show and my friend and I fought our freaking way to the front. We literally were smushing ourselves between bodies. At one point, I literally ducked down and was nearly crawling on the floor to get under somebody that had unfortunately broken me and my friend's hand apart, and I had to go under somebody to come back up. What if I didn't come back up? I could have been stomped on, and nobody would have even known. They could have stepped on me and literally thought they stepped on a foot. And just like that, it's that easy, and it's so sad to think about. It's kind of crazy to think about that. How would you not know you're stomping on a body? It unfortunately happens, and I don't think any one individual person is to blame, whether that be Travis Scott, whether it be the producers, whether it be the security guards. I don't think one person is to blame. I think this was a domino effect. I think this was multiple things from multiple angles, all coming in and caving in to, again, what was described as a mass casualty event. A 9-year-old, a child, is on a ventilator and then put into a medically induced coma. The pain his parents have to be going through, people in critical condition in the hospital, unsure if they're going to survive. people who are already experiencing the symptoms of PTSD, people saying they can't sleep, people saying they're going to seek out therapy. People on a daily basis, they don't go through this stuff. The normal average person does not ever experience something like this in their entire lifetime. The average person doesn't see somebody die. The average person isn't ever in a position where they think, am I going to make it out of this alive? Or am I going to die here, alone, trampled, forgotten, treated like nothing more than dead weight, The average person doesn't go through that. And these are people that went to an event to have a good time, to enjoy themselves, to let loose, to hang out with friends or family. And it turned into something they would have never guessed. And I can't say enough that I am so sorry to everybody that was there for everything you guys experienced. I can't even begin to imagine. I've gone through some things I've put myself into the positions of, and things that happened out of my control. I've been in some really crap situations, but I've never been in a situation extremely similar to this. So I can't say I know how it feels, but I can only imagine. And I can't say sorry enough for all of those that are experiencing these things and that will continue to experience these things. And I just hope everybody gets the help that they need and that they deserve to get themselves through this, whether that help is medication, or if it's just therapy, or if it's just talking to friends and family. Please don't bottle it up in a situation like this. But again, we need to stop that negativity. We need to stop the blame game. When my dad died, I blamed so many people. Not just one, I blamed multiple people for the part they played in the event that occurred that day. Because it was easier to blame people than it was to just accept that what happened happened. It wasn't like one person directly caused this event, but I wanted to blame multiple people. I wanted to blame someone for what happened to him. And I feel like that's happening now with Travis Scott. I feel like everyone's just, they want someone to blame. And that's totally normal. Is it healthy? No. But it's normal. So I'm not surprised people are attacking Travis Scott over this, but I don't think it's what we need to do. I think we need to put forth positivity. We need to put forth positive messages, positive words, positive thoughts, positive actions. Attacking someone, blaming someone, breaking someone down, that's not going to solve anything. It's not going to bring these people back. And again, he's doing more than some celebrities would do, not just by staying vocal about it, but by offering to pay for the funeral expenses of those that passed away. What if he offered to pay the victims' families $20 million each? That's not going to bring them back. Okay, that doesn't change what happened. That's not going to make anyone forget what happened. Those memories, that event, it happened and it will always be there. So putting blame on the celebrity, the rapper, the person that was rapping at the event, but again, he didn't make those people break in. Yes, he did say some things where he said prior to the concert, I don't care about the body count, just come on in, you want to come see the show, da da da. Not his smartest move, not the best thing that he could have done. I agree with that. People hang on every word when you're a celebrity. So if you say, like, hey, climb the wall and get on into my show, there's people that are going to do it. Unfortunately, I hate it. I don't know why people are like that with celebrities. They're just other people. They're just like me and you. They just have a lot of money. But people are like that. So yes, celebrities, influencers, people that are high up in the spotlight, they should know better. They should be careful of what they say and how they say it. Do I think that's right? Do I think that's okay? No. I think that's utter BS. I think that's total BS. The fact that celebrities have to apologize for things they've said when it's just their own opinion, which everyone is entitled to, I think that's BS. But it is the way it is, and so you have to be careful. But because he told people, get in any way you can, those people didn't have to listen. They still made their choices. They still did what they chose to do. And why didn't the security do better at keeping these people away? Why didn't the security push them away? Why didn't security drag people out? Why wasn't more done? Not just by security, though. What about the executive producer? What about the concert producer? There's so many people that are associated with this event. And I feel like it's a big amount of people that all could have done something small or large that could have stopped this. But blaming Travis Scott, I just don't think it's the way to go. That's just my opinion on it. And I really hope everybody calms down with the drama, calms down with picking apart everything he says and how he says it and when he says it. I think it's too much. It's too much negativity, and that's not what the families need. It's not what the victims need. It's not what anybody needs. It just needs to stop. The negativity needs to stop. The blame game needs to stop. That's my opinion on that. Now, I do want to talk about the victims. I do feel like something should be said for them. And I don't want this to be just about Travis Scott. I don't want it to be just about the concert. Now, I do want to say, I think anyone that was there is a victim. Whether they pass away or not, you're a victim for having to experience this. And Brian Espinoza was there, and this is what he had to say about it. I saw people screaming in front of my face, just trying to fight for their lives, basically. Everyone's life was in danger, and I just saw people passed out, bodies on the floor. Just a lot of stuff you don't see on a daily basis. At one point, I thought I wasn't going to make it. What a crazy, I can't imagine what that was like. I really can't. So, for those that did pass away, like I said, there were 9 victims that passed away. I want to apologize in advance if I do mispronounce any names. Unfortunately, I'm not the best with names, so I do want to apologize for that in advance. Bharti Shahani, she was 22 years old. She was actually the last person to pass away at this current time. It happened actually on Wednesday, a few days after the event. At the time when she was found, she was placed on a ventilator in the hospital and unfortunately passed away on Wednesday. People described her as the glue that held her family together. She went because she just wanted to let loose and have a good time. Before she passed away, Madison Visky, 23 years old, was actually the last to be identified as deceased. She made up the 8th victim. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find much about her, so I do apologize that I'm not really able to say much about her. Axel Acosta, 21 years old. He had just turned 21 years old a month ago, and he was studying computer science at Western Washington University. Danish Beg, again, sorry if I mispronounced that, 27 years old. He died saving his fiancée from being crushed, so he died a hero, which I'm sure does not make his fiancée feel any better, but, Franco Patino, 21 years old, a student at the University of Dayton in Ohio. He was described as charismatic, energetic. He was active in his community, and he was very intent on helping the disabled. Just a genuinely good guy. Jake Juranek was 20 years old. He actually attended with Franco. They were best friends, and they actually were previously teammates on their high school football team. He was described as enthusiastic, a totally great friend, and just a larger-than-life personality, just the kind of person you would want to be around. Rudy Pena was 23 years old, college student in Texas, and was described as somebody that brought happiness everywhere he went. Brianna Rodriguez was just 16 years old. She was still in high school. She was in dance and very passionate about it, and people said that just all around she was a passionate person. And unfortunately, the youngest person to pass away, John Hilger, was 14 years old. He was just a freshman in high school. So much life to live. Holy crap. I can't. High school was so long ago for me. Like, it doesn't seem like it, but it was a long time ago. So, to think about all those years that have passed since freshman year, it just feels like so much time was stolen, and it's just such a huge shame. Again, not much that I could find about John Hilgert. I did hear that there were green ribbons placed around the school, and the principal sent out a message to both the students and the parents of the students, just offering anyone who needs to talk to come in and talk about it. And just on that note, if you were there, or someone that was there, if you were directly impacted by this, if you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. Do not hold this in. There are soldiers that go through things similar, and they have to talk about it. They go through serious PTSD. It's not a joke. Okay, PTSD is very serious, and what you went through is catastrophic. It's pure chaos. Again, not what the average person goes through. You need to talk about it. You need to get it out, and the negativity is not the way. Blaming Travis Scott, criticizing Travis Scott, saying, why didn't he stop the concert? Why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? Why is this video black and white? We're picking apart the wrong thing here, okay? The blame's not going to fix what happened. It's not going to bring anyone back. So please remember that. Please, guys, try and keep the negativity. Keep it squashed. There shouldn't be any negativity right now. positive thoughts, positive words, positive actions. That's all anybody, any of these victims or their families need right now is positivity, plain and simple. All right, guys, not really anything to say or to close this out on because this kind of was just a dirt topic, and I do apologize for that. So thank you guys for watching, and really do hope you have a great rest of your day or night. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a good one. Bye.